Alright, back to playing Fatandira's campaign. It's been a minute. I generally upload these videos just about as soon as I finish recording them. So, for you, the viewer, anyone who has been keeping along for the past couple of weeks, you will have also seen how I am being, unfortunately, quite slow about recording these. I've been busy recording a variety of other videos, which will be still coming out months ahead of this. Playing with my old buddies Mike and Pink and whoever. But I've managed to fit in the time for this. Back to Araby. Back to Total War Warhammer 3. So, last we left off, we had just taken Death Gorge, the capital of Skarbrand's faction, the Exiles of Khorne, I believe their name is. Yes. And Mufiad Gabriel was about ready to move on Gorgazon. The thing that concerned me was that I don't know where Skarbrand is. And wherever he appears, he will be a tremendous threat. But ideally, we'll be ready when that time comes. Now, let's see. Death Gorge, I had to tear apart the buildings that they had set up there, as they were unnecessary for me, at least at the current time. I may use the barrier idols. Well, burial idols also works for land right next to the Tomb Kings, but the barrier idols province I may end up using for unit recruitment. After all, there's iron in Gorgazon, and that usually helps with the military recruitment. Other than that, let's see. Just make sure that nothing is left from this turn that I wanted to particularly deal with. The Springs of Eternal Life could be upgraded a tier, but was I saving up money for anything in particular? Ah, yes, Karag Orud is ready to upgrade to tier 4, so I'll be holding off until I can do that. Okay, now let's see. Mr. Gabriel, yes, he is out of movement. That's why I set him in ambush stance. After that, he will move on Gorgazon. And I'm about to research the next tech. Plus leadership during sieges and plus ammunition. Okay. I may end up defending in a siege against Skarbrand, though there's an equal chance that the AI will try to avoid the strong fight at Death Gorge and slip past the barrier idols to attack my settlements within Nehekara itself. Queek wants me to sign a non-aggression pact. I will not. I'm more interested in Thorgrim as a friend than him. Of course, if Thorgrim gets into contact with Thoric, then he's going to know that Thoric isn't fond of me, in which case Thorgrim may never be my friend. Well, I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest. I'll be able to work out the problems when I get there. And it doesn't look like Skarbrand's anywhere near. I will have to take a look around once this next turn rolls over, but he may have been deep behind enemy lines when I declared war on him. Or he may be camping out Agral Migdal. Let's see, there we go. Martyrdom Tech. And a mission to get any city up to tier 5. Well, we're going to need to wait another turn before Karag Orud can go up to tier 4. How close is Khemri to tier 4? Only a few turns off. I think I'd rather upgrade Khemri first with its gold and everything that it's got going on there. And as a matter of fact, should I go ahead? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch this garrison to Araby style. Should I? Oh, that'd be such a time waster. If I need more Araby points, I'll put them into the barrier idols, which, let's see. Yeah, first things first, let's get an Araby garrison in. And let's get some growth, I think. Not sure if that's going to be something that's super necessary. Public order is not bad, especially because there's so much corruption here. At the same time, money is quite nice, so I can run around with more troops and invest more into the cities I've got. Oh, choices, choices. For now, I'm going to go with growth. It's a simple building to break if it doesn't work out. Mr. Gabriel back here, let's see, with his army of nothing but spearmen and archers. I wasn't being very creative with this one, was I? Against Gorgazon and its garrison. Actually, it's just outside of our movement range, so Mr. Gabriel is going to have to, in ambush stance, stick to lands where he can take attrition. No. For now, I'll encamp. I'll not get too far into their lands. Actually, let's dip our toes in a little bit. See if we can see Scarbrand anywhere around here. Not seeing him. Okay. So we'll set there. Scarbrand may jump on old poor Mr. Gabriel, in which case we may lose him, but these are the prices you pay. I'll let Fatandira's army heal just a little bit more. I need to soon get her, hang on. These skills from the later part of the red line I need to get in. As she's starting to get real veteran units, and they get buffs big time from the later parts of the red line in the skill tree. Now, if memory serves, I researched Martyrdom so that I could get Way of the Bow, and also Shock and Awe. So I will get those. After that, though, I'm kind of curious for Academia. Actually, research rate and income from research rate is really good. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for that first. Academia first. That's going to be a big investment, but I think it'll pay off in the end with the research rate increase. Fatandira can move, but for now I will not have her move, just in case Scarbrand comes swinging on past. Hang on, let me situate that little bench down there. It's sitting on a wire. Don't want that to be that way. Now, ideally, we can deal with Scarbrand sooner rather than later. And that way we can move on down to fighting Archon and taking out his armies and taking possession of the cities of Western Araby, which he has laid claim to. Oh, these guys. I guess, yeah, we can be friends. I'm trying, more than anything diplomacy-wise, I am trying to stay on the good side of the Lizardmen. Scarbrand, yes, Scarbrand is en route to siege Death Gorge. Let's see, how's the corruption? Going up. That does make sense. We're going to have to think about this here, because, let's see. Over here, Mr. Gabriel, I'm willing to risk him if he'll take some focus off of Death Gorge. Oh, really? That garrison is considered that strong that they can beat an army that outnumbers them. Hang on, let's see. It is a tier 3 settlement, so it does actually have minor settlement defenses. Let's see. Mr. Gabriel does have, yes, Uranus Thunderbolt. I could have the ranged advantage here. So, I think this is doable. So we will play this one out, since the auto-resolve is being rather ungenerous to us. As to how to handle Scarbrand and Fatandira, that's an interesting question. I could try to go for ambush stance, but who knows how effective that would be, especially considering she would take attrition from sitting in there. Or would we be better suited to fighting a siege defense? Well, it's probably not going to be a siege defense. Scarbrand's probably just going to try and kill our army via attrition. In my experience, the AI never goes for siege battles unless it has an overwhelming strength advantage. Okay, let's see here. This map is... Yeah, I don't play on this map very often. Okay, so there's effectively only 4 ways in or out of the settlement. Now, what we're going to want here is we're going to want... Let's see, is there anywhere we can go that we won't be fighting uphill? It's a little bit more even out here, so let's take our army and... Yeah, situate it like this. Now we're going to put the archers up front. Mr. Gabriel does have Uranus Thunderbolt. Now, let's see. What areas does he have to build towers? Okay, so those will outrange our archers. Yes, as will these towers. But that's just something we're going to have to deal with. I want to take advantage of the ranged advantage here. Okay. Are there any bloodletters immediately where we can shoot at them, or are they all warriors of corn? I'd have preferred to being able to take shots at Warriors of Corn, but we'll take this. Now, Uranus Thunderbolt, with its range of 300 meters, is it possible for me to go ahead and... First, let's see. Okay, there we go. The units hadn't loaded in. Okay, all of my archers, let's set them to guard mode. Oh, not... well, grouping is fine, but... Guard mode, and let's set them to focus fire on those bloodletters. Now, the spearmen, we were going to... Let's see. What's going to be the difference in movement speed? 38 movement speed on Bloodletters of Corn, so they can outrun the archers. Let's put the spearmen a little closer up then to cover for the archers. Alright, and Mr. Gabriel, let's see. Is there anyone... is the Uranus Thunderbolt... How's that for armor piercing? Very good. Okay, then let's hit the Chaos Warriors then. Gonna hit somebody, that much is for certain. Oh, very good. Very nice. We're gonna be throwing out a lot of Uranus Thunderbolts here, definitely. Oh, we've got a summoning, we have. Let's see. Let's pull our archers back. And these spearmen will run up and get in there. Ideally at some speed.
Yes, Sultan. If you will it. It shall be so. Yes, Sultan. Servants of the Sultan.
Okay.
We cast death.
Definitely want to try and... Yeah, these bloodletters won't be that troublesome. Let's see, Uranus Thunderbolt. Where can we throw that down that's going to do some decent damage? Well, we need more armor piercing than anything in this situation. The missiles will do fine against the demons, I think, but they won't do very good against those warriors. So that's acceptable. Okay, those summoned bloodletters are finally going away.
Yes, Sultan.
So actually, let's go ahead then and order these archers to get in there shooting at the bloodletters again. And while I'm thinking about it, let's tell all our archers... Oh, they're already in guard mode. I already put them in guard mode. I remember putting them in guard mode. Silly me. Okay. So, Wind Blast, yes, has no armor piercing. That's right, okay. I go for a more densely compact formation of Chaos Warriors. That'll work. Let me turn off the unit guards. Well, that sucked for those couple Chaos Warriors that did take that shot. Now, if you were playing as Khorne in this situation, you'd think that you should just, you know, sally out from the base and come out and fight me out in the field. That would be more to your advantage. But no, they're just going to sit there and keep taking my shots, I guess. I expected them to sally forth, honestly. Will this let Uranus Thunderbolt? It might be a waste, but... Oh, or it could be really good. It's gonna miss a little bit, but not too much. Oh, that was nice and beefy. Oh, I think we're doing pretty well, all things considered, especially comparative to how Auto-Resolve was treating me. How many summons do they get? Oh, they get that many, okay. Let's keep Mr. Gabriel away from them, because he will get absolutely annihilated by them. As you can see by him immediately taking absurd amounts of damage from them.
As fast as I can.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard the new voice acting on the sorcerers.
With the sands.
I know they just added that, but I wasn't hearing it the other day. Or no, there was someone else. They had just added voice acting to Durl Durek from the Albion mod. And I wasn't, the sound file was not triggering for me at the time I was trying to listen to it, but it's good to know that's only apparently a bug for him and Meridian. At least for me. I assume it's because I haven't sometimes Steam and its infinite wisdom will not update a mod, and you have to go and manually do it yourself by uninstalling and reinstalling a mod. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Let's see, they do have a tower right there shooting at me. How much damage can we do to that there tower? Let's do a decent chunk of damage there. Now, we already burnt through the entire Winds of Magic Reserve. Yes, we have. Yeah, I haven't been channeling very much, so that would explain that. Let's see. I'm concerned about the Chaos Warriors, but I should be more concerned about the Bloodletters, shouldn't I? Let's see, this will probably work. Let's see, how much health does that tower have? It's going down, okay. Not a problem. And a good chunk of damage, both to the Bloodletters and the Chaos Warriors. Very nice. Now, how many summonings do they get? Because they've got 2 already. I forget, I don't play much Khorne, personally. See, and why does he have the Potion of Strength? I should put that on someone else. Silly. Okay, let's see. Let's focus fire on the Bloodletters, please. Now, from here, let's see. How much ammo can we spend? Oh, we're accidentally drawing them out. It's kind of funny, honestly. Okay, right as I decide to go into fast forward as well. This should be fine, though. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, Mr. Gabriel's going to be kind of useless for the rest of this battle now that he's not got Winds of Magic.
Forward, soldiers! End them, as my
Those
Sultan
Warriors of Khorne are really dedicated in their pursuit. I almost kind of... You gotta respect that a little bit, honestly.
like sand and wind.
But, yeah, they're spread apart and flanked on every side, so this is going to be a massacre for these poor Chaos Warriors. Not often you have a lot of pity for Chaos Warriors, but... yeah, they're just going to get stabbed to death. Poor guys. Okay, the rest of my archers don't need to be wasting ammo on these guys, though. Let's see if I can pick these guys out without... Go, that'll work. Focusing fire, there we go, back on the Bloodletters. That's the important target.
What does my Sultan command?
Can we get Mufid in there on the Khornet Warriors? Definitely not silly to send the wizard in there to try and take out some Khorne Warriors. Why are we... Okay, hang on. I'll set this right. You guys need to be focusing fire on Bloodletters, please. I guess they're, the line of sight to the Bloodletters is getting blocked. So they wind up aiming for the Chaos Warriors instead, because they can at least hit them. Wait, no reason to be sending these guys in. Hang on. Let's pull them back. How did they not build any other towers? That seems like that would be a wise choice. Well, they did, but not anywhere that can reach me. So then there's no motivation for me to actually go inside the settlement rather than attacking it with ranged units from the outside. This would be even worse if I had artillery. Good lord. So, yeah, the rest of this is probably going to be a fairly clean battle, isn't it? There's, of course, going to be a lot of Khorne Warriors, and they're going to be rather problematic, but... yeah, this is effectively fighting at my leisure. Okay, let's see. Let's get everybody focused on the last couple Bloodletters. I do see a lot of the archers wasting ammo on the fleeing Khorne Warriors, and frankly, who cares about them? Let's move these archers over here, yeah. How much ammo do we have left? Let's fast forward. shooting at barrier. Okay. Yeah, that's not exactly... That's a funny, that's an amusing accident. Yeah, we're running pretty low on ammo now, actually. So let's get these guys to fall all the way back. No need to put them near the front where they're at risk. The remaining archers that still have ammo. Let's see. Yeah, the Corn Warriors are pretty well the only ones left willing to risk their hides. And I don't think I really have the range to... Hang on, let's see. What if I set them in a formation like this? Yeah, let's, yeah, we'll just, we'll let them spend the rest of their ammo, then we'll send the spearmen in to wipe up the remainders. Now, it's not going to be too easy of a battle because they do have oh, these are platform barricades. Well, that wasn't very smart of them. Kind of just a waste. It's corn. Like, when you're corn, you don't want platform barricades. Like, spring for the regulars. Whatever. Alright, time to actually attack the city. And now that we're moving in, now they want to see what I'm about.
Move, dogs. Suns consume them. We serve. It shall be so. Warriors
Nope, my units are kind of split up apart here.
servants of the Sultan. End them. We stand
See, we don't want to waste the
move, dogs.
spearmen too much. If we can flank the Chaos Warriors, then we would like to flank the Chaos Warriors.
It shall be so. Like sand and wind.
As long as we fight them one-on-one, they're just going to keep getting winning matchups, because Araby Spearmen are not going to be able to do anything, really, to Chaos Warriors of Khorne in a one-on-one matchup. But here, we're going to get to flank them. And that will be decent. And we can zoom in on the action for a little bit. Actually, let's see if we can get a more cinematic shot. Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's fast forward the rest of this battle. I think we're gonna pretty clearly have an idea of the way this is gonna go.
Warriors of the sun.
There's gonna be a lot of losses, certainly, but I tend to take a lot of losses in siege battles anyways. And from here on out, it's going to be nasty. Big old just pile of meat. See, which of these archers, you are out of ammo. And you are out of ammo, so you pull back from the front lines as well. Let's get Mr. Gabriel up here so he can provide his leadership bonus to the friendly units. Potion of strength. Screw it, sure. And this is just going to be a melee grind for a good minute until probably we see a chain route. Sometimes that's just the way it goes in Total War. Now, these bloodletters, I have to commend them. Hang on, let's see if we can shoot at them. They've actually managed to stick around through more punishment than I anticipated. But now that I'm starting to shoot at them again, they're going to be losing a lot of life. And they're going to go the way of the dodo. Anytime now. Nope. Let's see, have we got any... Yeah, we've got one archer unit that's still got left some ammo. And after that, that's going to be curtains for the bloodletter. Is that a chain route? No, I do not think it is. Oh, there it is, yes. Okay, well, let's, I suppose, run down the remainders. Well, there ain't many remainders. Yeah, ugly battle. Definitely lost a high number of spearmen, but Though the game will no doubt say Pyrrhic victory, I'm quite pleased I didn't get, what was it, Valiant defeat that the game suggested? Generally, though, I take Valiant defeat to be the indication of the player can do this, but auto-resolve can't. Though, sometimes things get screwy with the auto-resolve. You get certain units that are underrated by the auto-resolve, and some units are overrated by auto-resolve. And, of course, the AI, the auto-resolve AI, is not very good for determining accurately, formations and things. Sometimes one lord can do the work of an entire army. Oh, decisive victory. Well, thank you. Who was I to doubt you, auto-resolve estimation system? Or rather, victory rating system? I'll go back to cursing you out next battle, but hey. Okay, so now that we've pushed into Gorgazon, I wonder if Skarbrand will turn back to try and retake Gorgazon, or if he'll push on to Death Gorge. If he goes back to take Gorgazon, then he will just get it. There is no doubt about that. I will not be able to stop him from retaking it. If he goes to Death Gorge, that's a different question. Suppose we'll have to consider it more deeply once we get there. Once I get back to the campaign map, I can take a nice look at what I'm working with. There we go. Okay. So, yes, we will be occupying Gorgazon. Gorgazon does come with a garrison building. Very nice. I'll take that. And I'll wreck whatever other building and whatever crap that it is that Skarbrand built here. And what's the corruption? The corruption went down some, but it's still going to be going up just due to Skarbrand's sheer presence. It's not just Skarbrand, it's 3 heroes. Each of which are not going to be slouches. Knights, chariots, bloodletters, exalted bloodletters, and a unit of warhounds, so he's not lacking for speed. Back here at Death Gorge, I've got a very crappy garrison that's going to get absolutely minced by anything even vaguely coronate in seconds. Fatandira herself will be able to stand up to some scrutiny. Huh. Alright, for money, we're going to want to hold on to money a little bit. Khemri will be in 3 turns, ready to go up to tier 4, and I will take that as soon as I can get it. So let's see where we can put a little bit of extra money elsewhere for a little bit. Turning Bagar or Antok into a tier 3 settlement. Not a bad idea. Back at Granite Massif. No, I think the wise choice is probably to go for... Yes, back here in the Shifting Sands. Upgrading either Antok or Bagar. Antok is more likely to see aggression soon from Krokgar. Though, if we upgrade Bagar first, then we'll get a 3rd building slot for another growth building to get more growth to eventually upgrade Kasabar to tier 4. For now, I'll go with Bagar. There we go. Now, let's see. Oh, Mufid Gabriel has leveled up. Let's see. He can get the unique Araby Vizier skills. He can increase control, reduce construction cost, and increase income. I don't usually have my army sitting in friendly territory. And even if I was going to play a turtle style, I won't play it on recording, because that'd be kind of boring for anyone who does watch this. Dedicated Scholar, though. Research rate, hero recruit rank, winds of magic power reserve capacity. That all sounds excellent. Scheming Megalomaniac, plus leadership when attacking. That's not bad. Increased miscast chance for enemy spellcasters. Well, unless I'm going against vampire counts. I tend not to see much in the way of magic. The Skaven and vampire counts. Those are the only 2 that I really concern myself with their magic. And even then, the vampire counts aren't very good at placing their spells correctly. Power of Darkness. Yeah, just sacrifice health for magic. Same as for the Dark Elves. So I'll be going with Dedicated Scholar. All of those perks sound very, very good, so I'll be taking that. Now, he is still 10 levels away from immortality, so there's a good chance that Mr. Gabriel is going to, sadly, be removed from existence by Scarbrand in a few turns. Okay, now, over here, looking at Fatundira's army. She's got the capability to outmaneuver most of Scarbrand's army. The Bloodletters. Let's see, the heroes, his Exalted Hero is not mounted, his Cultist is not mounted, but his Blood Reaper is. Yikes. Okay, so 2 of the heroes and the Bloodletters can be outmaneuvered. The Chariot's probably also as well. That's, 78 speed. I remember them being slower than that. So, my Camels, 88 speed is actually pretty good. That's really good. The Chariot won't be able to outmaneuver them, and neither will my Infantry. Nor Lena, who is on foot. But much of the rest of the army can outmaneuver Scarbrand's army. Do I take the risk of trying attrition? Or take the risk of take the attrition and take the risk of going into ambush stance? For 100% chance, well, that depends on whether Scarbrand's heroes in his army will be able to see her and stop the ambush. Ambush stance, I think, is going to be the secret to victory there, though. Even fighting a siege defense battle would be rough because the infantry garrison is pretty bad, in pretty bad shape. I mean, this would be a fine garrison if they were replenished more, but as it is, you know, they're not... As it is with this lack of health, they're not going to stand up to much scrutiny. Fatundira's army is mostly cavalry, which is of limited use in siege situations, depending on the army you're going against, and Scarbrand's army is not one where I would benefit from sending the cavalry out to attack outside the walls. Okay, we're going to have to just cross our fingers and hope the ambush succeeds here. Oh, Scarbrand has decided to go back to Gorgazon, I suppose. Well, there's also the little Battle Victory special effects playing there. Did Scarbrand go to fight somebody? Curious. Do I have any buildings that can recruit a hero? I really need a hero to scout out this fog of war and see what's going on here. Now, the corruption is, yes, still going up, so Scarbrand's in there somewhere. Let's see. Do I have anywhere that can recruit a hero? I'm willing to bet not. I've been not building a whole lot of military recruitment buildings because I know that I need to be constantly pushing. I don't have the time to stop and recruit. No, it doesn't look like I've got anything. Well, if I upgrade this building, I'll eventually be able to get a second House Shashin, so let's push towards that, because I do need somebody to look in the fog of war here. Scarbrand can't cover this much distance in regular movement stance. So I think I'm safe to have Mr. Gabriel sit here in Gorgazon for a little bit longer replenishing. After that, I'm going to move him up to Stormhenge to take that off of Scarbrand's hands. Oh, he's also conquered Galbaras. That's a problem. That's going to be another big settlement I have to take off his hands, and even if I kill him somewhere in the vicinity of Agral Migdol, he'll respawn back at Galbaras, so I'll have to kill him twice. And that's not great. Okay, so what's the plan with Fatundira? If I move her away from Deathgorge, she'll likely run into Scarbrand. I could keep her in ambush stance, but that risks further loss of life from attrition. Let's put her back in Deathgorge for just a little bit, and then we'll have her ambushed next turn. I'm playing very conservatively, but that's because I don't want to have Scarbrand take back a lot of progress I've made here. Kind of amazed he's not just going for Khemri or Kotar or Karagorud. That's usual AI behavior for me, is for it to just ignore my armies and go after my exposed settlements. So Scarbrand is moving towards Gorgazon, so Mr. Gabriel is going to have to stay on the move. Krokgar has decided to go ahead and attack me. How very kind of him. Yeah, this is, that's awkward. As it is, he may be interested in just taking Granite Massif and then calling it a day, and that's what I'm hoping for. I could fight this battle. What's the map look like? Oh, it's the same as the previous map. Well, this army isn't that impressive. It's a lot of very crappy skinks, but I don't see my garrison actually winning this. I don't have a whole lot of history with siege defense. I'm not the AI almost never fights me in battles where it actually can be played. I'll give this a shot, but I'm expecting that I'll be out of my depth here, as this is not a gameplay style that I usually do. Hopefully Krokgar just takes Granite Massif and does not move on to Karagorod. However, I've never known the AI to be particularly merciful. As it is, I'm being attacked by both sides, if that is the case. Which is going to be troublesome. Considering that both of the factions I'm going against are rather big and impressive threats, as it were. Krokgar himself is not as crazy as Scarbrand, but generally it seems like his faction sees a bit more success than Scarbrand's does, as Scarbrand tends to... It seems to me, in my experience, which is not, so big for Warhammer 3 compared to Warhammer 2, though it is still upwards of 1,000 hours. It seems to me that Scarbrand, as impressive as he is, his faction never winds up being that crazy. Okay, so they are attacking me on all sides. Well, this is definitely taking advantage of my limited numbers. Which is wise. Let's see, how many... I only have 500 defensive supplies. So that's going to get me 1 tower. How many barriers would it get me? Could get me 1 blocker barricade. Or one platform. Well, the tower's more likely to be better. Let's put it where there's no flyers or missile units to deal with it. Let's see, which frontier has the least missile units? Now, they've all got skinks. The pterodons would definitely do the most damage to it. I think right here would be the ideal place to put it. So we'll put it here, yeah. Piercing tower. Oh, they're all piercing towers, aren't they? They all have a bit of armor piercing. The magic tower. Okay, so this is I think pretty well the first time I've actually had to play a minor settlement or siege defense battle against the AI. This is kind of unprecedented for me. I don't know, maybe I'm I don't know, why would the AI never attack up until now that I'm recording? They suddenly decide they're going to actually make me fight a defense battle. Don't know why that is. So I'm spread thin here, that much is for certain. So the strategy is probably going to be, since I'm spread thin, to let them take the first couple outposts and focus on holding the higher ground. So let's see, what choke points can I make use of here? There's 1 ramp leading to the higher ground here, another there, and another there. So there's 3 ramps leading to this higher ground. No, 4, because there's this right here. That's the main leadership point, so... There's effectively 4 avenues of attacking the main leadership point, which is not what I would want. Let's take back that tower I built over... Where did I build it? I've already lost track. Okay, let's take you back, and instead build it covering the main leadership point. Yeah, right there. So, I'm thinking, since we're relatively bad off for numbers here, just raw numbers, let's try and hold this central point, I'm thinking.
Yes, Sultan.
Let's see, 1 spearman unit is covering 1 ramp. So let's get the other spearman unit covering the other ramp. They should hold the line for, relatively speaking, the longest.
What does my Sultan command?
The nomad archers and the bowmen we will have, or nomad trackers and bowmen we will have up here.
Warriors of the sands.
And we will put some swordsmen covering the other approaches. We're going to pretty well just let them take the... Hang on. We're going to pretty well just let them take the other control points. I know I'll lose out on supplies, but since they have such a numbers advantage here, I think that's just the choice I'm going to have to make. Now, that's... Okay, we're going to want the palace guards to actually sit on the control point. And we'll want them to cover our 2 missile units, as the AI does have flyers and will no doubt focus down my missile units with the pterodons first thing first. Now, I do get Desert Riders and Skeleton Archer Chariots. I can put the Skeleton Archer Chariots to good use. The Desert Riders are going to be outshot by the majority of what the enemy has to bear here. Well, they could maybe do some decent damage to the red-crested skink, so maybe I'll try that. Skeleton Chariots, let's see here. Which front has the least spearmen? I could do some decent damage, yeah, to these skink cohorts using the Skeleton Chariots. So that's going to be what I'm trying here. Okay, so how's the army looking? Is there anyone I've not placed? Ah, yes, these Nahakara warriors. I'll put them here as well with the archers. Yeah, some Nahakara warriors behind some spearmen actually does sound good. I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll have them overlap. Okay, that's about as good defensive formation as you're going to get from someone who's a complete noob to defensive battles as I am, which I can't believe I'm saying noob for anything in Total War Warhammer, because, my god, the amount of time I've put into these games, but it is the case. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is going to be what we're working with here. Okay, let's see. Let's set the Desert Riders to go after the red-crested skinks, and the chariots to immediately go after that skink cohort. Let's put them into melee mode. I'm not going to be using them as a ranged unit. I never use missile chariots as a ranged unit. This is the rare situation where this view is actually kind of good. I'm going to turn on slow-mo, actually, for at least for now. Yeah. Why did Krokar declare war on me to begin with? Not that I don't think it's a smart move, but just seems unnecessary is all. That initial chariot charge did do some good damage, though sadly I did not recognize the red-crested skink chief that they have as their army's lord is on a cold one, so he will probably wind up beating my chariots. That is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Where are my desert riders? There they are. Okay, regular speed, I think. The pterodons are, in fact, going for... Where are they going? They're going to be going for my missile unit, almost certainly. They did drop boulders. I forgot that the AI even knew how to do that. I just assumed that was one of those things the AI doesn't know how to do. Okay, let's get my archers to focus fire on those pterodons if we can. Oh, they have fire leech bolas. That's actually considerably more deadly than the standard pterodon unit. Yes, their lord is focusing on my chariots more than anything else, which is annoying. He's going to do quite a lot of damage to them. Okay, my desert riders are actually taking the majority of the fire from these pterodon riders with their fire leech bolas. Let's keep the desert riders. Let's pull them back behind friendly lines, actually. My chariot is now getting caught up in melee with their lord. Let's see if I can pull them out of it and get them into melee. Not with the Saurus spears. No, that would be bad. Let's see if we can pull the chariots back into my settlement. Probably not, but Desert Riders are pulling behind friendly lines successfully. Let's set my archers here to guard mode, or not There we go. Guard mode, so they won't pursue the pterodons out of the settlement. I've got a little bit more defense. Excuse me, what is that? Yes, supplies built up. So let's get a monument. Healing does sound good. Leadership and healing, sure. Now, can my archers... They cannot go after the pterodon riders. Unfortunate that the other pterodon riders, they're not close enough. Well, actually, they probably can. They can move up. So let's have them move up and shoot down the other pterodons. We have enough money to buy another monument here. So let's... Yeah, let's do that. My chariot has been caught up in melee. I had to focus on the main plaza for a minute, and now they're caught up. Let's see if I can get them out of here. I'm doubtful, but hopefully. They'll probably just end up getting killed by that red-crested skink chief. I think I have to give up on them. They're rallying, apparently. Good for them. Yeah, they're done. Shouldn't waste my time with them. The spearmen have taken an absurd amount of damage from those fire leech bolas, which fire leech bolas are really good. So I'm not shocked by that. Let's keep shooting down the pterodons if we can, but they've already done their damage. Hang on, is the monument being prevented from being built because my swordsmen are standing on it? Let me pull them back then, so that the monument can finish.
We stand as stone.
Okay, now let's fix that. Now that the monuments have finished, let's fight around them if we can. We are definitely losing this. See, let's set these guys to guard mode. For all intents and purposes, the Desert Riders are now missile infantry. Why do we have a dwarf monument? Well. Oh, wow, that one poor Arabian swordsman that immediately got decapitated by the first red-crested skink strike. Poor guy.
We cast death as rain.
Okay, the rest of my archers, let's see how much damage we can do.
Yes, Sultan.
Are there any more tower spots I can build on?
Yes, Sultan.
Let's pause and look for that. No. All the control points, all the remaining towers are tied to control points that I've chosen to give up. I think. Which one's this tied to? Yeah, the one that's about to be lost. Okay, let's at least get somebody into the fight there. The AI has decided to not attack from this avenue. Let's move these gentlemen over to a place where they can be a bit more useful.
We are finished. What does my Sultan command?
This front line over here is folding, so let's get these warriors over here to see if they can cover for it.
If you will it.
These fire leech bolas have done a lot of damage to my army. I just did not focus them down properly.
We serve like the desert wind. To battle as my Sultan commands. Move, dogs. End them.
Let's see if I can at least bring down this last of them, but
Ranged
yeah, I'm being entirely overwhelmed here.
for the Jinn. Like the desert wind.
Let's see, the Nakara warriors, let's see if we can bring them over here.
Ranged unit, Sultan.
I'm at least getting some casualties off. I'm at least killing some of them. But they're getting through.
Men of Araby. Ranged
Araby, is that how we're going, the pronunciation we're going with? I like that better than just explicit Araby, as if people wouldn't understand what the hell it's in reference to.
hands will swallow them. The Sultan has
think I'm gonna have to, yeah. The ballast. Yep. Can we pull the archers back, please? I mean, I know we're just utterly overwhelmed on that flank, but... Hang on, let's set up like so. Now I'm being flanked on this side. Yes, the chariot was distracting for long enough, but that's about it.
Ranged units, Sultan. We stand as stone.
Okay.
The light has abandoned us. Like the desert wind.
Hang on. Yeah, probably ought to just fast forward the rest of this. I think it's pretty clear how this battle's gonna go. Oh. My desert riders, while fleeing, accidentally bowled over several of the enemies, so that was funny. Well, I didn't let them take it too easy. I think I gave them more trouble than the auto-resolve would have. But in the end... Oh, do I get to kill their lord with a palace guard? I'm getting pretty close, actually. Valiant defeat, yeah, auto-resolve. Exactly as the auto-resolve predicted. Yeah, if Krokgar keeps pushing in, though, towards Ketagorod, we are going to have serious problems. So, that would suck. I did do pretty good numbers with many of my units, all things considered. That one unit of spearmen got absolutely minced. Was that... One of the units of spearmen just got absolutely annihilated by red-crested skinks. I've never seen red-crested skinks do that well. I mean, they're pretty good, but I've never seen them so utterly devastate another unit. The Palace Guard also did commendably for them to be there at the very, very end when everybody else had already routed. Okay, is he's only going to sack. Okay, well, that's nice of him. Khalid, I don't... how do you feel about Krokgar? Neither of them have a particular opinion of each other, okay. Hopefully Krokgar's had his fill. On the other hand, Krokgar may have declared war on me because he's run out of territory to conquer and he isn't interested in going down to the southern Chaos Waste. In which case, he will eventually try to make a real serious effort at fighting me, and then that's going to be a definite problem. Thinking of issues with defending my borders, let's see if we can get any more diplomatic deals going. Tic-Tac-Toe still really does not like me. Probably better that I go ahead and pay him again. He really just is upset with that I made a deal with a guy who he was on good terms with and had a deal with at the time. But, he seems, I don't know, lizardmen are always awkward and seeming kind of almost random in diplomacy, but he's more hostile than usual, it seems to me. I don't know, a lot ain't been going my way with this particular playthrough. I think that early I actually had it pretty good with Cetra and Manfred. But Scarbrand and the Lizardmen have both been really troublesome. Alright, Mr. Gabriel is going to push up out of Gorgazon onto Stormhinge to avoid Scarbrand. And, auto-resolve. I don't want to play this battle myself. I don't want to have to play every damn battle against the Exiles of Khorne just because they have such monstrous garrisons. Honestly, I'm so lazy, I'm going to sacrifice those spearmen just because I'm so damn lazy. Okay, and I will then replace them appropriately. Actually, I'll get Desert Riders. Sure, that sounds like fun. So Scarbrand's going to move on to taking Gorgazon. Gorgazon is not going to be able to abandon in enough time. It'll take a turn to do that, and Scarbrand will have already killed them by then. So I'll leave the garrison to at least do Well, they won't do any damage to Scarbrand. Who am I kidding? He's going to rinse them. But they'll at least, well, they're not going to do anything. I'm just kind of screwed there. I can't deny Scarbrand money. I can't take casualties off him. That's just the bad situation.
Preparing camp. Treading lightly.
Maybe we get the opportunity to move towards Agral Migdal at least, though. I should have raised Gorgazon to begin with. I didn't want to raise Stormhenge, for one thing, because I wanted to get Gabriel's army to recruit some new units, and for another thing, because if I raised Stormhenge, then that probably would have made Gabriel more vulnerable than he already was, but I should probably consider abandoning Death Gorge, honestly. Because I can't hold any of this land, and at the very least, I'll be mildly annoying Scarbrand by doing that. I'll be denying him his settlements that he's built up. So, yeah, maybe I should get around to doing that. Let's see, Gabriel, we will have you... what should we put points into? Let's take... Wind Blast? Sure. It'll be cheap once we get some points into it. Okay, yeah, we are going to... Let's see, what do I even have in Death Gorge? Nothing, for all intents and purposes. Let's abandon this settlement. I'm thinking it's better off for me to just not try and hold it against Scarbrand. It's gonna have to be the way I do it. If I cannot outright defeat him for taking this land and we just end up hopping back and forth on settlements until he chases me down, it's probably better for me to, at the very least, inconvenience him. I can also build something in Qatar. How very nice. Yeah, let's get a little garrison up. There we go. An Arabian garrison, too. And I will not be rebuilding anything in Granite Massif on the distinct possibility that Krokgar is going to come back around for another fight, and I'll have wasted all the money I spend on rebuilding things there. Let's see. Yes, Scarbrand has hit Gorgazon. He will be taking it back. He made the decision to raise it. Right, because he's Scarbrand. Silly me. I don't know why I forgot that that's Khorne's central mechanic. Which, I don't know if he'll actually be able to occupy any of this land, because, well, he's got high Khorne corruption here, but if Death Gorge gets abandoned, and ideally I can successfully raise Agral Migdal, then that will cut Scarbrand out of owning any territory in this province, so he won't be able to resettle the ruined provinces, or regions, rather. Yep, Gorgazon, I went ahead and abandoned it. I forget, does abandoning settlements... I do it so rarely. Does abandoning settlements cause any issues for the rest of the... No, okay. What game was it where if you abandoned a settlement that caused public order debuffs for your other settlements? Was that Rome 2? I don't know. Alright, Mr. Gabriel is going to go on the run. He is going to leave and hit the high seas. And mission accomplished still. Really. At the very least, I inconvenienced him. Now, Fatandira, let's see. Scarbrand is going to attack Stormhenge, because he sees it as an easy target. Fatandira will go for Agral Migdal.
I'm waiting.
She should be fine to do that. Raise it and then head elsewhere. Maybe raise Sunken Cairnarch up there. What tier buildings are these? Tier 3 for Agral Migdal. Tier 2 for Sunken Cairnarch. I want to know how much I'm setting Scarbrand back by doing this. I prefer to think that I'm really bothering him. Tier 4 Khemri. We will absolutely take that. Okay, has Krokgar's army pissed off? Yes, but one of his heroes hasn't. Well, there's been no finer time to replace this garrison with an Araby one, so let's do that. Oh, first we need to repair this building and then replace it with a... Okay, well, I'm just going to hold off on that then. Money's a little bit scant right now, but I'll get to a place where I can rebuild Granite Massif. And, of course, yes, Stormhenge has also been taken by Scarbrand. Now, the plan from there, I'm going to have to get to a point where Gabriel and Fathandira can both take on Skarbrand's main army at the same time, and even then, that's going to be a bit rough. It's going to be really reliant on being tricksy and using ambush and so on. Because I don't think I can... I don't know how much capability I have to shoot that army down, and we definitely can't take them on in melee, good lord.
At your service.
Let's see, how close are we to... Ooh, we're still pretty far from Agril Migdal. But Skarbrand's not going to be able to get there in time to save it, so... At the same time, if we raise it, then we're going to be stuck there for a minute. So... Probably better we take the attrition and just move, I think. In addition, can we ambush stance it? Let's try ambush stance, even though there's a hero right there who's going to be lowering our success chance. While Mufi Gabriel is going to move to another beach somewhere in the world. Where at, I don't know, but he will move. Oh, hang on, let's keep our distance from Mad Mulletson. Yeah, let's keep our distance from old Mad Mulletson. He may just decide to attack me and utterly annihilate Gabriel. He may still decide to do that. That's a little bit out of my hands. 37k to spare. I'll try and... Yeah, I'll repair the garrison. And end the turn. After some rollicking good luck that made me so bold as to attack Skarbrand, I've now been running into a rougher patch of luck. But, it is what it is. So, Gabriel may have to go around the entirety of the Horn of Araby here in order to get back, but he will get back eventually. I don't think there's any other pirates sailing around this area. I can now see where Archon has helped himself to the entirety of the proper lands of Araby. How is it that the one guy who's cool with me is the one faction I didn't want to be allied with because he owns a bunch of settlements I want? That's really unfortunate. Alright, fuck you, Agril Migdal. Auto-resolve and raise. Okay, whew. Now that that is done, Fatandura is going to have to lick her wounds for a little bit. And then after that, I'll rethink my plans. Well, you know... Gabriel out here, none of his units are really super experienced. I could, I think it'd be smartest just to disband them for now. Send old Gabriel back into the Lord recruitment pool. And I've got 6,000 gold to spare. So let's, recruit a new Lord over here. Let's see, we can get a strategist or a Muktorian hero. Leadership +8 for the whole army. Ooh. That's quite good. Did I just... yes, I just knocked something over. Give me just a second. Okay, fix that. Yeah, we'll take this. Leadership +8 for the whole army is very good. I'll take Mr. Mahmoud al-Nabi. I definitely mispronounced that. Put him in Karagorod. Get him recruiting some units. Let's see. Gonna need at least a somewhat of a solid backbone, but I'd also like, some Camel Jezzails to give the army a little bit of spice. And from there, we'll be recruiting a new army that'll be quicker to get there than Mr. Gabriel. Fatandira has reached level 20. Very nice. Now, what units is it that she's got that are so high-ranked? It would be, yes, the Nomad Trackers, the Jezzails, the Wogzen doing very well, and the Desert Riders. So let's Her skills can upgrade the nomad units as a group, the city and artillery units as a group, monster units as a group, and the Jinn-themed units as a group. I see. Well, for now, we'll go with Nomad's Way, which is... Excuse me. Increased melee attack, armor, range, reload time reduction, and missile resist. All sounds quite good. I'll take that.
Highborn.
Lena bint al-Malik is only 2 levels away from getting immortality. Thank God. I'd hate to lose her. Now, we're going to want to keep upgrading those missile stats. Or not missile stats, excuse me. Melee stats. That's the opposite of what I wanted to say. The missile stats may be alright, but I've mostly been using her to handle enemy lords and heroes in melee. Let's see. Now, we're going to want to get immortality on her before we really risk her against Scarbrand, aren't we? But I don't think we get a say in that. Let's see. Some melee defense would help. But then again, Khorne tends to have such ludicrously high melee attack that melee defense can't do much. But I've already stacked up her health and armor quite a bit. 81 melee attack is so ludicrously high that there's very little in the game that can defend against it. So no point in upgrading into melee attack yet, I think. I can still, whenever I am overwhelmed with points for her, I can dump into it. But for now, yeah, we'll be going for melee defense. And I suppose we've got our plan set for the next couple turns. Now's probably a good place to stop. Actually, let me check how long this recording's been going for. Oh yeah, a little over an hour. So now's a good place to stop, especially because I need to take a bathroom break. So I'll see you folks in the next part.